Here's the bag. The total came up to $10.73 because I came to Manta. Was actually only $5. Because there's actually going to be a band, the cost is going to be, the cost was, actually, because we already paid for it, was $20. I just put gas, $5 of gas. Ecuador's cost of living is something that varies very heavily because it changes from person to person. So I thought to myself, what's the best way that I can show you the most realistic cost of living in Ecuador? And the best answer I could come up with is to show you my own cost of living. So in this video, I'm going to show you how much I spend in the month of July 2024 on my cost of living. And it's not going to be the typical show you a list and tell you what I spent money on. No, I'm going to show you every moment that I spend money on something here in Ecuador. And the best way to start is right now because it is the 1st of July and I have already incurred 3 expenses. My first expense is of course rent. And while I do live with my parents, I don't exactly mooch off of them. So I pay $150 rent and I also pay, which is my second expense, $100 in electricity. In addition to that, I also pay $50 for the one specific meal that I eat on the days that I eat because I do prolonged fasting sometimes and don't eat certain days. But on the days that I do eat, I typically eat 4 to 5 eggs. So in a month, I've calculated that up to be about $50 worth of eggs. It might be a little more, it might be a little less depending on the fluctuation of price of the eggs, but I make sure to pay the $50 in order to have the average amount that I need for the eggs that I consume on the days that I actually do eat. So those are the first 3 expenses on the first day of the month of July. And there could be a whole bunch more expenses today, but before we continue, I did want to tell you that we will not be using microphones for this video. So if the audio quality isn't the best, I ask you to bear with me for this video because there's going to be a lot of cuts, a lot of natural moments where I'm not going to have the microphones because I'm going to buy something and I'm not going to have a mic on hand. So be prepared for that. All right, so once again, it is July 1st. I'm here with my friends, we're eating macacos. And this is officially my 4th expense. Spend a lot of money on the first day of the month, but it's necessary. So I'll report back with more expenses later on. So amazingly enough, it's still July 1st, which means I'm about to incur my 5th expense, which is adding gas to my motorcycle. I'm gonna tank it with $5. So yeah. Sí, está bien.
¿Cuánto le pongo?
$5, por favor. Listo. All right, so we're adding in the gas now. Like we said, $5. It's really cool, convenient, I guess, to have someone who pretty much tanks it for you. And I did ask for permission to record beforehand, so. By the way, this is how much $5 of gas got me, so we're good. It's July 3rd. And as you can see, about to get a haircut. And yeah, I'll show you what that's like and tell you how much that cost after I get it done. All right, haircut complete. What do you think? I think it looks great. And also, another thing that looks great, Kakashi in the background. This place is awesome. They play anime from time to time. The haircut cost me $5. Remember, 3rd day of the month. This is my, I think it was the 6th expense. It was $5. And if you want to know where it's at, if you're in Puerto Viejo, I'll make sure to leave the direction in the description. So yeah. All right, so I'm currently at Super Maxi. I'm here with my parents, with my dad, and over here's my mom. My dad's buying some things for the business. Oh, by the way, it is July 7th, and they're buying some things for the business. My dad has his restaurant. And I'm also gonna buy some things. So I'm gonna go check out the things that I have to buy. And I'm kinda secret recording. I know it's in the middle of everywhere, but it's kinda secret recording because I don't think I'm supposed to be recording here. So, well, it's not the main thing I came for. I did find these chips that, I don't know if you've seen them before, but Living Loving Abroad, Steve and LaShawn did show them off. And I've been wanting to try them. And since I haven't been, let's just say, at my best these days, I wanted to give them a shot. And I was looking at the prices. Let's see, over here, it's about $2.06. But there are different ones. Like here's the one that I got, lemon. And since it's the last bag, I was like, I gotta grab this before someone else does. So now I'm at the foot spray section, which I don't know if you remember, but in January I had bought a whole bunch of things, my shopping list, and you can definitely check out that video later. But I was looking for the one that I bought in January, and honestly, I couldn't find it. There's actually a smaller little bottle, and I'm like, $2.11 for that, for 100 milliliters? No, I'm not good with that. So I think I'm gonna go with the Rexona route over here, which I see is at $3.02, but it's literally double at 210 milliliters. And I think that's fine, at least for what I need. So now we're at the soap section because I had run out of soap just recently. And one of the soaps, at least the one that I remember getting, is the one down here, the Palmolive Naturals. I'm also considering getting maybe this 3-pack of hand soap because I don't normally have hand soap and I've noticed that it's a good thing to have. So I might just grab the one, basically all reliable, one of these. And I'll also take, just to try, because it looks like it's on sale, the watermelon. So I'm going with the one that I got last time and another one, technically 6 soaps. And I'll also grab over here this hand soap, literally 75 cents. I have no complaints with that. Might be useful. All right, so I bought everything I needed. Here's the bag. The total came up to $10.73. Not a big deal, a little bit over $10. Although, if you consider it was only about 4 or 5 items, it is kind of a big deal. But yeah, that was the expense for today, July 7th, 2024. Also, an added expense that you have to notice is that if you go shopping, no matter where you go, you're most of the time gonna have to take transportation. For example, here we're taking a taxi, but even if you take a bus, it's gonna be kind of uncomfortable bringing your shopping on the bus, all of your groceries. So keep that in mind when you take into account cost of living. Shopping is kind of there's transportation to be added into the expense, unless you have a car. Then that's different, but yeah. All right, so it's the morning of July 8th, 2024, of course. And I got my receipt for my phone bill, which came out to $15.40. I'll be putting up a photo or an image, a screenshot of it, because I got it in my email, and apparently I got it sometime yesterday and I didn't notice. All right, so it is still Monday, July 8th, and I felt really tired, so I didn't want to cook. So I decided to come out and buy myself one of my favorite meals, an encebollado, but I'm bringing it in this container, which means I get a little bit cheaper to go because I'm gonna take it home to eat with the rest of my food. It cost me $2.50. Typically, if it weren't in my own container that I brought from home, it would cost me around $3.50 because it costs an extra $1 for that container, apparently. And yeah, I've been told a lot of good things about this encebollado, so I'm hoping that it is great. And here's the encebollado, and yes, it was very, very good. But was it the best? We'll have to see when we have the encebollado competition on my channel. So make sure you're subscribed for that. It is Tuesday, July 9th, and this morning I decided to buy some bread, $2 of bread, because yesterday was one of my co-workers' birthdays and she really loves bread, so I want to buy her some bread. All right, and as I said before, I bought bread and I'm here with the birthday girl.
Gracias, ñaño. Tú sabes que me encanta. Gracias por el cariño. ¡Mua!
Just a small detail in the day, so we'll be back for the next expense. All right, so it is Thursday, July 11th. It is around 11 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I am very much at work, as you can see here, my uniform. But I remembered that I have to pay for something, which is the credit card debt. And the reason I'm paying for this is because I got my dad a new phone and I got it with my credit card. So I wanted to make sure that I got that paid before it was too late. So the total cost was for this month's payment, because I split it into parts, $31.29. And of course, something that you might notice with some of the receipts, some of the things that are paid for when it comes to transferring money, is that if it's transferred to another bank, they do charge a commission. In this case, the commission is 41 cents. So in total, it is $31.70 for this payment on July 11th. All right, I'm back. It is still July 11th. It is now 4 in the afternoon, and I am actually in Manta. And I'll tell you why I'm in Manta, but first I wanted to tell you that my expense, because I came to Manta, was actually only $5, and I came in a vehicle. There's really important service that's called, really good service that's called Manpocar, and it is a service that takes you from Puerto Viejo to Manta, but it's kind of like a rideshare service. So you go with different people, and basically you all foot the bill. So if we were to go 3 or 4 people, it would be like each of us paying $5. But for me, luckily, it was only me and apparently a document that someone sent. So the ride was pretty comfy, and the vehicle was nice. It was a Kia, nice looking Kia. But yeah, I'll let you see why I'm here in Manta in just a second. So be right back. Check out who I visited today. Here with Don. What's up, brother?
Not just hanging in there. Oh, this video?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Special
man,
guest for
doing
this
great,
video.
Doing great.
That was today's visit in Manta. Remember,
Yeah.
July 11th.
Yeah, now get out of my apartment.
All right, it is Friday, July 12th, one day after visiting my good buddy Don. And by the way, I didn't calculate the expense for the trip back from Manta to Puerto Viejo because Don decided to cover that. Brother, I appreciate it. And tons of other things. Everyone, appreciation for Don in the chat, in the comment section. So yeah, right now I'm at a gas station. This time I wasn't allowed to record, so I'll leave a little image of what my gas was like before for my motorcycle, but I retanked my motorcycle, put in another $5. So that's another $5 of gas, and it is July 12th. And currently I'm on my way to Rocafuerte. I'm actually really close, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm in Rocafuerte now, and here's the reason why I'm in Rocafuerte. Say hi. She's camera shy, so please understand her. But we're gonna go out later, which means there's gonna be another expense. So I will see you guys soon. So this was a little food and snack hangout we had with my friends and coworkers. We all paid a quota of $7. And of course there was karaoke included. So everyone was singing and there's music in the background, and I'd get hit with copyright way too fast, so that's why it's muted. But I will play a little bit of my singing, so brace yourselves for that. So we stayed at the hangout a lot longer than even I expected, until around 3 a.m. And at that time, it was definitely not worth it to go driving on a motorcycle from one city to another, since I did have to go drop off the person who I was with on the motorcycle. So we decided to take a taxi instead. And the taxi charged us $20 there and back, because I wasn't going to let her go by herself. In cases like this, it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. So it is Saturday, July 13th. There is no current expense that I can think of yet, but I did want to share with you. We're having a kind of little meeting here, ceviche meeting, because we got some work to do after this, helping fix around the house. So just wanted to share that for this video, some of the things that are part of our life here, like random things. But yeah, talk to you guys later. So it is Sunday, July 14th, And as you can hear, there's a lot of noise in the background because of the place where I'm at. You might actually recognize this background from a previous video where we did the food tour, and that was a fun food tour. But and if you want to see part 2 of that, remember, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. But today, I just spent I just spent $7.25 on 2 bolons and 2 orange juices. So that is going to be for a date that I have later today. It is still, es el 12, ¿verdad?
14.
The 12th, apparently, yeah. I'm on the Ferris wheel, as you can see, with my date. So, yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, so this cost $5. And it looks like it's finally ending. Oh, God. Not the best $5 we ever spent. But we're alive. Estamos vivos. She's buying sweets. Gracias.
Gracias.
Ah, mira cómo es su bonito. So after that disaster, that was the Ferris wheel, now we're eating something. After buying the cookies also. A typical Ecuadorian classic, salchipapas, where I like to mess around, papi salchi. Oh. So yeah, bon appetit. Alright, and as a final expense for the night, I had to pay 50 cents to the guy who was taking care of the motorcycle. So, tiny expense, something that you don't technically have to do, but it's good to do anyways because you never know what can happen, especially nowadays. It is Monday, July 15th. It is 7:01. I was actually planning on recording much earlier because I got my bill invoice for my internet plan. That's $33.64 that I have to pay. I couldn't do it in the morning. I couldn't tell you in the morning because I was really busy at the school. We had to check some pre-theses today. And earlier, before I started recording, I actually went out to jog. And after jogging, since they were asking for blood donations over at the park, I did donate some blood. There's actually a picture that I'm probably gonna post in a bit to my community tab. I haven't done it yet because I was actually having dinner and I realized, oh, I haven't recorded this yet, so. It is Tuesday, July 16th, and I don't know what number purchase this is right now, but I wanted to get a snack because later I'm gonna be busy and I'm gonna show you why, because that's another expense. But for now, I'm buying some pan de almidón. I'm here at this place that's over in Puerto Viejo, of course, over close to the Universitaria. And yeah, I'm going to eat that. I'm buying 4 panes de almidón, which cost $2, 50 cents each. And I'm also bringing back something for the academy, but that they sent the money for that, so not my expense. So yeah, we'll be back later. So it is still July 16th. Like I said, it is the nighttime, and I'm at an event that is here at Rancho Nápoles, as you can see in the back. I am with my date and a whole bunch of people as well. And vamos a la mesa. Let's go. And this event is being held because here in the city of Rocafuerte, there are festivities. And that's something interesting that you might want to know about Ecuador in general, that most small cities have these kinds of festivities. By the way, this is our table. have these kinds of festivities where it's like celebrating something religious or just a festivity of the town. And it happens to be Rocafuerte's festivals. She's more hyped than I am, but I'm happy to be here. So I will be showing you some scenes from tonight. Oh, the cost of this, because there's actually going to be a band and they're still setting up the stage. The cost is going to be, the cost was, actually, because we already paid for it, was $20. I got this little thing right here. Rancho Napole. So yeah, I'll show you what this is like, and we will see you soon.
Antes de que otra persona a ti llegue.
It is July 17th, Wednesday. It is 2:52 p.m. We just got out of work and we came here to have some lunch, some ceviche with orange juice. She chose cola. But I don't recommend going to work, well, going out late and then having to go to work the next day because it's horrible. I was dying today, and that's considering we're in exams. Because if we weren't in exams, I would be dying even more. But anyways, expense of the day, we have cevichito, and mine is a big one, which costs $5. Hers is a small one, which costs $3.25, if I remember correctly. I'll give you the exact price of everything on screen at some point, because yeah, I just wanted to order something to eat because I wanted to have something to eat and have an excuse to spend time with this lovely lady. So yeah, we'll talk soon. And we probably have another expense today, but we'll talk about that later on. Deuces. All right, we're back. And like I said, we do have another expense, but it's not actually the expense that I was expecting to spend on. I was actually gonna put gas into my motorcycle, but I've decided to wait until tomorrow or maybe after. I think my motorcycle will survive. But actually, I've been on a lookout for a new speaker, and I don't really trust the ones that you can buy here. Maybe not because they're bad quality, just they're kind of expensive, at least for what I need. So I was actually, since it's the 17th still, and it's still Prime Day on Amazon, I was actually looking up this speaker right here, which I'll probably just put on screen with editing. And I want to get that speaker because I need it for work. And yeah, it's actually at $38. So it's not that bad a deal. And I do want to take this opportunity also because since I'm buying it on Amazon, I actually did get a donation from Netfreak. They donated on stream. They actually told me, hey, can I send you something through an email, like a gift code? And they sent me this Amazon gift code and gave me some money to be able to spend on Amazon. So I'm planning on buying this speaker and a few other things because the speaker's the spoiler, but there are other things that I'm gonna buy on Amazon in order to do a test because I am going to make a video comparing some delivery services. So if you want to check that out, make sure to subscribe because that will be a video that I'm gonna make at a future date. So yeah, I wanted to shout Netfreak out, and I also want to shout out all channel members, everyone who supports the channel. I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, when I get a total of all the things that I'm spending money on for this, I don't even know if they're gonna arrive this month. But once I get the total, I will count it as this month's expense. And I'll let you know, of course, with the total on screen here. So yeah, I'm about to go to bed. It's like 10:04, literally 10:04 from what I'm seeing over here. So we'll talk maybe tomorrow or after when I make my next expense. All right, it is Thursday, July 18th. And of course, I came to put gas in my motorcycle. because like I said, that was actually planned for yesterday, but I decided to wait till today, maybe Friday, but I don't think Friday was a good idea. It was low. As you'll see, I'll put the video on top that shows what the gas was like, but it's kind of sad because I put $5 and I feel like $5 didn't do as much as I thought it would. I'd probably need around $7 to completely tank up now. I don't know if that's because of the increase in gas or I'm really not sure. It's hard to say. It is Friday, July 19th, and yesterday I didn't go out and eat because luckily there was chicken at home. But today I did. Once again, I have my handy dandy container to bring food. But today I'm here at Macacos. I'm like behind the scenes because I know the owner. So you might have seen that in the food video that I did with my friend Roddy. If you didn't, make sure to check that out. But yeah, decided to buy some food because at home there's no butter and I typically use my butter for my food. So I'm probably gonna go shopping tomorrow, but not today. Not really feeling it, so I'll do that tomorrow. And we'll probably see each other again then. For now, bon appetit, Macacos. If you're in Puerto Viejo, definitely a must try. This and of course my dad's business. But yeah, we'll talk more about those things later on. So see you later. It is Saturday, July 20th, and we are at Comisariato. Remember, brother? We're over here. We just finished, well, I just finished doing some shopping specifically. Bought some things. Specifically, I have the receipt here. Dog food, 2 bags, 2 boxes of butter, pretzels, and yes, actual butter, by the way, not margarine. I bought some pretzels because, believe it or not, they don't normally sell pretzels in most of Ecuador. Very hard to find. So when I found out that they had pretzels here at Comisariato, every chance I get, I try to buy at least 1 bag. There technically are pretzels, but they're strawberry or chocolate covered pretzels, and they cost like $5 for a bag that's not even half the size of the one that I bought of normal pretzels, so it's pretty crazy. I also bought some garlic powder for the house. So yeah, that totaled up to $47.22. Of course, the dog food is what mainly makes up the bulk of this purchase. I'll probably post a picture of the receipt around here so that you can see it. And yeah, that is the expense right now. It is still Saturday the 20th. Date night, ice cream date. And we're at Pop to Go. The ice cream, both of these. Mine was double, hers was single. I asked her if she wanted double, but she wanted single. And it cost a total of $5.50. Not bad. It's really good. This is a Santo Domingo chocolate. It's basically like dark chocolate. I like it. I like dark chocolate. I even eat with my chin. It is Monday, July 22nd, 8:20, and I am in my cubicle at work. I will show you what that looks like with some B-roll so that you can see what my little workspace looks like. But I did want to report. Barabolon, $2 spent today. Not sure if that'll be the last expense of the day, but we'll see later. It is still Monday, July 22nd. I forgot what the day was. It is 7:20 p.m. now, 7:30. And I'm here at, I think it's called Super Paco. I forgot what the place is called. But it's here in Multi Plaza. And I came to buy markers and a stapler. The markers, because I almost said marklers, because we're going to have this kind of like bingo and we're choosing prizes. So it was just like $1 prize and these 3 markers are like $1 each. So just to make it look a little bit like more. And the stapler, because I have to keep borrowing staplers from people and I'd rather avoid that if possible, just in case I need one and no one's around. So yeah, I also noticed that there's these chairs, these gaming chairs here. And since I've been investigating a chair, I just don't agree with the price at $237. By the way, there it is. I feel like I could probably get something cheaper and still decent quality. And I've heard gaming chairs aren't really all that great anyways in terms of comfort, unless you get the really high-end ones that are like $300 or $1,000 plus. I don't know, it's expensive when it comes to chairs. But yeah, I'm gonna go buy this and we will talk soon. So it's Tuesday, July 23rd. It is 4:15. I am at my other job. My students are currently doing an assignment because I had a remember moment. I remembered that I got a message from the bank indicating that I had an expense because remember I ordered some things. So those things, since they're ordered through this service, the service charges you, of course, because they're gonna bring them over from the States to over here. Man, that motorcycle was loud. But yeah, they charged me $9.50, but that's only one part of the order because remember there's two parts because there's a few things that I ordered. So when I get the other part, I will also update you on that. It is Wednesday, July 24th. I'm gonna take these off because if not, you can't see me. It's 10:13. I'm at work, but today's kind of a easy day because tomorrow's our 2-day vacation. Amazing vacation. But anyways, what I wanted to communicate was that last night I got charged $11 again from this whole delivery service thing, and there's been a bit of an inconvenience, which is kind of annoying because just to summarize it, because I'm gonna make a video talking about these delivery services, my package, which was supposed to be 2 packages, turned into 3. So now, of course, I'm gonna get charged for each one. I won't go too much into it, but now that's another expense, $11. So it is still July 24th. It is now 7:23 p.m. and I went to go exchange the stapler that I got that didn't work for me before because it didn't have the right type of, it couldn't take the right type of staples. So I got another one. I got this one over here. This one should work according to what they told me. I also exchanged the marker since we didn't play the bingo, and I got a pen. And they also made me buy candy because apparently when there's like an exchange, when you want to return something, they give you like store credit, and the store credit, like whatever you buy has to be more than the store credit. So just it went over like a few cents, like 14-15 cents. So I bought like a little bag of mints, which is somewhere in here. Hold up, this thing, and there's a pen in there. But yeah, I also wanted to report that since I was here in Multi Plaza, which is where the Super Paco place was, I also bought some snacks. I caved into temptation, and I decided to this time get the barbecue chips. Since last time I got the lime ones, this time I want to try the barbecue ones. On stream, I tried the lime ones, and the lime ones were good, so I'm hoping that these are good as well. I'm also going to, maybe since these next 2 days are going to be like a vacation, we got vacation from the school for 2 days, so I also bought a bag of Doritos, and I also bought this thing called alfajore, which is like this little chocolate here. And yeah, I got the receipt, which by the way is huge, but the total was $4.65. There were some discounts added because if not, it would have been like $5.50. So, you know, I'm happy saving some money on some snacks for this vacation. So yeah, that is the expense for today. I'm about to head home because it's time to eat. I haven't eaten yet, and it's 7. It's pretty late to eat right now, but gotta eat. Well, no, I actually did eat earlier because I ate encebollado, but I was invited to it, so it didn't count as my expense. So right now, I'm gonna eat at home. And yeah, I'll see you when we have the next expense, which should be soon because something happened today. I'll just give you a little bit of a teaser. What if you see that in my hand? That is kind of an injury. Something happened. I'll let you know later on. So yeah, we'll see each other soon. It is now Thursday, July 25th, and it is 9:21 a.m. And as you can see, I am in the motorcycle shop Amazonas. This is where I normally get all the things that I need for my motorcycle. And yeah, this is what I was talking about with the spoiler yesterday with my hand. My motorcycle's mirror broke because I fell. Yeah, not something that I would have liked to happen, but it happened. So I took a spill and my mirror broke. Luckily there was no extreme damage, but of course I do need to get that fixed because going around on the street with a broken mirror, not a good thing. So I bought the mirrors. I also took advantage and bought the oil because I do need to give my motorcycle some maintenance. I also bought some brake fluid, new brake for the back. I guess the piece that goes in the back. Not sure what you call it in English, to be honest. Also a filter. And yeah, all of that came out to a total of $30.75. I will be adding the receipt so that you can see what the expenses were exactly. And yeah, that's the expense for now. I'm not sure if I'll have to buy something later, but if I do, we will be back. So here, my dad was helping me put on the mirror, and obviously it came with 2 mirrors. So yeah, we replaced both mirrors, and now both mirrors are okay, and everything is set. And there's Chief, and we're all good. It is the 25th at night, and I got some roscas courtesy of my friend Andres and Jenny in the back. They brought them from Manta, almost Montecristi. These cost $1 each. I'll show you a picture of those better in a bit. And yeah, that was today's expenses. So it is Friday, July 26th. It is 1:06 p.m. And I am currently at Andres' house with my motorcycle, and there's his motorcycle. And I'm here because not too long ago, I got maintenance done on my motorcycle because, like I said, I took a spill the other day, and as you can see here, still hasn't healed. But I'm okay. I'm just fine. But anyways, I decided to take advantage because this month I had to get maintenance done on the motorcycle anyways. That means that I had to get oil change. I had to make sure to check the lights because the front light was like intermittent. It would turn on and it would turn off, and at night that's kind of dangerous. So I had to get that fixed. I got the back brake changed because that was also kind of wasted already. And yeah, also made sure that everything was okay with the motorcycle, which for the most part it was. Also changed the brake fluid. And yeah, and that expense, of course, because it wasn't for free, it cost $15 to get that maintenance done. And with maintenance, it always depends on how many things that you do for your vehicle. In my case, for my motorcycle. So at least with all the things that were done, I felt like that was a fair price. So I'm good with it. Lunchtime with Andres and his fam. Quick report, it is Friday, July 26th, and it is 4:51. I just put gas, $5 of gas. I'll show you a picture of what it was like before, and then I'll show you a picture of what it's like now. Yeah, that's it. It is now nighttime, Friday, July 26th, and I am here with friends from work. Hello, hello, hello. We're here at this place called La Galeria, and of course, in order to be here, first we had to make a reservation. The reservation was $4, and I of course ordered some food, as you can see right there. Burger with some fries, that cost $6.20. And I also bought some juice, orange juice. Everyone else had something called sangria, I think, which is like an alcoholic beverage, but I wanted juice, so my juice was $3.50. If there are any other expenses, of course, I will calculate them later in this video. But for now, that's it for tonight. We're going to enjoy the rest of the night, hanging out, listening to music. They're probably gonna drink, so you know. So yeah, we will talk soon.
Lo comprendo en el viejo. Tú sin antes decirte, canta tú solito, ¿cómo dice? Que
Tú me hiciste feliz, y en adiós que deseo no
que no sé dónde esté. Yo te juro que no, trataré de olvidarte. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah.
So it is Saturday, July 27th, the day after the party. I keep thinking it's June, but it's July. But I wanted to let you know, I just came back from a little mini anime event here in the city of Puerto Viejo, Open Maiku. That's why we have the anime background right now. I would have bought posters, but I ended up only buying some pins. I went there mainly to check it out because sometimes you might want to get something or maybe not. But I like checking out the events, at least to say hi to friends or to see if it's fun. I actually did have some fun because I was running around. I got into a competition because there was a competition that they wanted to host. And I competed. I had to guess the anime openings, but you had to run. So I'm kind of overheated right now. But yeah, that happened. If I get the footage because someone was recording, I'll try to put it as B-roll so that you can see me running like a madman trying to answer those openings to guess which one it was. Yes, big anime fan here. But yeah, my expense for today, $5 for 3 pins. These are really nice looking pins in my opinion. And at $5, it felt like a steal. So yeah, that's today's expense. If there are any other expenses for today, I will let you know. So it is Sunday, July 28th. We're having lunch here with the family. And I helped with the lunch this time. $15. In total, it was $20, but I helped with $15. Not an everyday or every week thing because I wouldn't be able to do it, but just another expense added to this month's expenses. So it is still Sunday, July 28th, and I'm in my pajamas, pretty much, about to go to bed. And tomorrow we have work because vacations are over. But it's okay. Short-lived, but better than nothing. I did want to report that there was another expense that I forgot to report, that I had gotten an email and didn't realize it, and got charged and didn't realize it, for the third part of the delivery service that I'm using. So finally got charged for that, so wanted to make sure to report it before I forget. Don't want to forget. But yeah, so now I'm gonna go to bed because tomorrow we have work, exercise then work. So good night, and we will see each other in the next expense. So it's Wednesday, July 31st, end of the month. We made it, but we do have more expenses because right now I just came back from buying pan de almidón, which was what I bought before. I bought $2 worth, which were 4 panes de almidón. Because I didn't eat yesterday, I got tempted to eat this. It's still Wednesday, July 31st. I keep forgetting the date. Here with the boys. Eating macacos. And birthday boy.
Happy birthday.
And May birthday boy. And future birthday boy. So yeah, that's the expense for tonight. Probably the last expense for the month. So we'll be back to get some totals and also to talk a little bit about the expenses as a whole. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And enjoy your meal if you're eating. So July is over, we have our expenses, and we do also have some extra things we have to talk about. So to start with, of course, the most important thing for most people is probably the total. And the total amount that I spent in the month of July was $770.75. And of course, for anyone who wants a quick reminder of all the expenses of the month of July, I will be showing them on screen now. And now that we have the total, I do need to remind everyone that no one's expenses are going to be exactly the same. It's just impossible for it to be that way. We all have different lives, and I interact a lot with Ecuadorians, being an Ecuadorian myself. And especially since now I'm working, I have even more interactions, which is why I had a lot more going out than I even had last year. This year, July 2024, was definitely a lot different from last year, July 2023, because of that. Not to mention, of course, the fact that since I'm working, my expenses went up since I'm also contributing more to the house. But for anyone who's curious about the specific amount that was spent on bills and things that are unavoidable, such as of course for me, which was the motorcycle and gas and things like that, because I need transportation and my motorcycle is my transportation. But the total for that was $441.49. But even if you know that total, for some people, even that might not be realistic because they might not be considering driving a motorcycle or even a car. They might be considering walking or taking buses everywhere. So their expenses would vary heavily because they wouldn't have to do maintenance on the vehicles. Another thing that may or may not be normal for you also is the situation with the delivery services. Since for me, I used it for content creation and to get some things that I needed for work. But for you, you might not even consider using a delivery service because you want to buy everything locally. And I think that's great, but that's not realistic for everyone, since some people might need things from outside of the country that they just can't find here. And if you are one of those people, don't forget that I will be making a video on delivery services, so make sure you're subscribed for that. And as a final observation, I do want you to take a look at the situation with food, because we all eat differently. I mean, just look at me. I eat once a day, and there are even days that I don't eat. But that's not gonna be something that everyone can do. Most people probably have 3 meals a day, which means that your expenses on food are definitely going to be different than mine. Which is why I do consider that you should take a look at my previous cost of living videos, where I do give some more insight into the situation with food and other expenses here in Ecuador aside from food. So I hope this video helped give you some insight into Ecuadorian expenses and a little glimpse of what Ecuadorian life is like. Take care and see you soon.